before we move out of here, there's something we call exposure triangle. Exposure triangle. Exposure triangle is just to explain balance when it comes to exposure. You have ISO, you have aperture, and you have shutter speed. Now, what this tells you is that, let's say this is 0 and this is 100. Let's just put it that way. And then this is 0, this is 100. Don't rotate this one, just put this one on a flat scale because it acts independently. Now, what this means is that by the time you are increasing your aperture, you must be decreasing. Okay, sorry, let's put 100 here. 100 here. This one should be 0. 0 here. 100 here, 0 here. Now, by the time you are increasing your aperture, you must be decreasing your shutter speed. Are you getting it now? By the time you are increasing your shutter speed, you are decreasing your aperture. Yeah? Vice versa. Exactly. That's to help you maintain balanced exposure. Straight right. So there's this exposure meter. There's this triangle here. Then you have -1, -2, -3. Then you have 1, 2, 3. So this is the where the balance exposure is at the focal. So that's where you have perfectly exposed image. Now, when you turn towards this side, you have under exposed image. When you move towards this side, you have over exposed image. Are you getting it now? So, in most cases, you always want to operate between here and here, because it is in between this -1 and +1 that you have correct range of colors. So by the time you are adjusting your aperture, you are increasing it, then you know that you are already limiting the amount of light that comes into the camera. Therefore, you need a slower shutter speed to make sure that you have balanced exposure. If you are increasing your shutter speed, then you should be decreasing your aperture in order to have balanced exposure. But these rules are meant to be broken. Every rules in photography are meant to be broken. The more you are able to break laws in photography, the crazier you will be. The more you are able to break those laws. Because I want to maintain a perfect exposure. I really know that, okay, I should be, when I'm increasing my aperture, I should be decreasing my shutter speed to maintain perfect exposure. But I will be increasing my aperture and at the same time increasing my shutter speed. And I will still make beautiful images. At the same time, I will be decreasing my aperture and decreasing my shutter speed. And I will still make beautiful image. rules in photography are simply meant to be broken. The more you are able to break it, like I said, the crazier you will be in this work. The crazier you will be in this work. So the fact that you want to maintain perfect exposure on your exposure meter, you already know that you are by the time you are increasing your aperture and increasing your shutter speed, does not mean that it's a rigid rule that you cannot change. I'll give you an example. The photograph we shoot when that lady came the other time. Yeah, what Vero. That image. When I was shooting it, at the point in time, I lower my aperture. So I think 2.2. Now, I was using 200, 1/200 of shutter speed at that point. And the racing was okay. I didn't want to bring it down. Fine, I can control the light through my trigger. I can increase the. I don't want to reduce the intensity of the light. So what I did was I reduced my shutter speed from 200 to 160 immediately. You get it now? So and I was still maintaining the same aperture. But by that I was increasing my exposure. Everything is now. So, but if I wanted to add, according to this rule now, so that immediately I adjusted my shutter speed to 160, I should be increasing my aperture. So I maintained the aperture that I have before and then reduce the shutter speed. So in some cases you may be reducing the two at the same time, and in some cases you may be increasing the two at the same time. So this ISO, this guy has an ISO on his own, you determine when to increase it and when to reduce it. But in most cases, it is better it stay at its primary number. In most cases, which is 100. I think this my camera is that one have 25, 50 before you have 100. But I don't think I've shot at either 25 or 50 with it before. I either shoot with 1/100 or 125. Either shoot with 100 or 125. In most cases, those are the three major numbers I shoot with. Sorry, two major numbers I shoot with, either 100 or 125. But if I'm now shooting in the evening and I'm not attaching flash, then I can increase my ISO more. So before you remember ISO, it's better you remember your flash, because you want to keep the noise as minimal as possible. So, but in a situation whereby you don't have your flash with you, or you don't want to cause a lot of distraction, especially if you are shooting events, and don't want to cause a lot of a lot of distractions, then you don't want to use flash. So you can simply put your aperture. You can simply put your ISO at a considerable level that it will not cause any disruption to the images.